Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Maddie. I am a reseller on eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari, and in today's video I'm going over my gross total sales for the week of August 15th through August 21st. And in last video I said that things were starting to finally kind of be a little bit faster. They were starting to look up. They were more on track of what I normally like to get, and this week it is a slide down. It plummeted. It is ugly. I do not like to look at these numbers.
Look at it! It's ugly, isn't it?
And I understand, like I said last time, that people are kind of getting in their last minute vacations. They're having to shop for back to school clothes and school supplies. So I'm hoping that after August things will look up again. September will be fruitful. September is my birthday month, so fingers crossed. But yeah, let's go ahead and look at the numbers. So altogether across all three platforms, I had a gross sales total of $646.13, and that was 34 items sold. On Poshmark, I sold $350 worth of products, and that was 22 items. On eBay, I sold $262.13 worth of products, and that was 11 items. And on Mercari, I did have one sale for $34. In addition to this, I have been going through my inventory, kind of getting rid of some old stale listings that I think that my local buy sell trade store will take as well. If I don't think they're going to take it, I will just leave it, even if it's been around for the past 4 years that I've been reselling. But if it's something that I think is trendy and my local buy sell trade store will take, I have been putting it in a bag and I've been taking it to them periodically. I have like 35 different inventory bins, and like they're pretty bulky bins, if you guys can see back here. So I've been doing it like gradually in steps, and then I've been going to two different consignment stores, the same chain. It's Uptown Cheapskate, but I've been going to two different locations because each location is looking for something a little bit different. And I found that even taking the same items that another buyer went through at one location to the buyer at another location, that they're still buying things that that original buyer rejected. So something to look into if your sales are slow as well is you can try and go and offload some inventory, get some quick cash for your listings. Now, you're probably not going to make all that much. I normally make an average of $4 to $6 on each piece I bring in. Now, fortunately, I normally only have an average cost of goods of like $1 to $3. So I am either making like a buck or two or breaking even on most of the pieces I take to them. The pieces that they reject, I'm sending to ThredUp in a Madewell partner kit. Basically, they're going to give me a gift card after they go through my items, and that'll be that. I don't have to wait for them to sell on ThredUp's website. So it's been good to kind of go slow down and go through my inventory process. That's something that I haven't done probably in like a year and a half, so it definitely was overdue. And I think this is something that I'm going to begin doing semi-annually because I've actually made a decent return taking things to the consignment store. I have a video idea that I do want to work on next month all about consigning, because in addition to taking items that I've already previously listed, I've also been going to my local 99-cent day at the thrift store, finding things that are trendier that I'm just not really that interested in selling, and taking them to the consignment store, and they've been buying like 90% of what I'm picking up from that, just kind of like what I'm curating for them. So that's really exciting, and I have a video probably that'll come out in October because I want to do like a month-long process of consigning all throughout September, just kind of showing you guys like what I ended up making. So that's on the horizon, hopefully. But let's go ahead and get into some of the highlighted sales from this week. We're not going to go over all 34 sales. We'd be here all day long, and some of them just are not noteworthy. But let's go over some of the sales that were really good or things I would not pick up again. Starting off this what sold video with kind of a flop. This is something that I sourced in March, and I was lucky enough to find it for just 99 cents, but it did take a while to sell, and it only sold for $10, as you guys can see here. The brand on this is called Sweaty Betty, which has been extremely hit or miss for me in the past. I've had leggings by this brand sell super quickly for a decent amount, and then I've also had rompers and dresses and things of that sort. But sometimes it sits forever and it only sells for $10 like this piece. So even though it did just sell for $10, I did make a small profit on it because like I said, I got it for 99 cents. I think maybe some of the reasons why it did take a little bit to sell and it sold for such a small profit is because of the orange color. I think orange is definitely an acquired taste. So I would honestly probably still pick this up because Sweaty Betty has been so inconsistent for me, but maybe just be mindful of the colors you're picking up. This next sale was a relatively quick flip. I sourced these in July and they sold pretty quickly for $32. This was a pair of new with tag perfect jeans by Madewell. You can always tell the style on the interior. They normally have like a little style tag. So this was called the perfect vintage jeans. These were again in a size 29 and they were also new with tag. So I probably could have held out for just a little bit more, but Madewell is very style reliant. So if it's not a good style, it's probably not going to sell. The super skinny ones don't sell that well, but this perfect vintage style actually can do very well. I did accept this lower offer of $32 because I only paid about $5 for these at a half price sale. And like I told you guys in my intro, sales were slow. So when it comes to Madewell, I definitely just would recommend looking up the specific style to make sure that it's a winner. Next up, we have kind of another flop. This was a piece that, again, I just didn't profit all that much on. This is by the brand Selfie Leslie. This is an online, like, fast fashion type of brand. The tag looks like this, and I tell myself all the time that I'm not going to pick up trendy things like this unless I'm taking it directly to my local buy sell trade. But for whatever reason, sometimes I do convince myself that I'm going to sell it. So I convinced myself that this was a trendier piece. It was a size large. It had like this unique back detailing. So I was like, of course it'll sell. It did not sell for a very long time, a few months there, and it only ended up selling for $10. So I probably would have been better just taking this immediately to my local buy sell trade because they definitely would have bought this. They love brands like this. Just in the future, I'm really trying to avoid picking up brands like this unless, like I said, I am going to immediately take it to buy, sell, trade. It's just not really worth my time. This did collect a lot of likes. I know there's only 4 likes right there, but this is a relist. So the first time I had listed it, I want to say it had like 10 likes on it, which is a fairly large amount on Poshmark. So I don't really see the purpose in listing these types of brands unless you just like to get attention to your closet, but I haven't noticed that attention on a certain like piece like results in an uptick of sales. This next piece is a Revolve brand that can also be sold at TJ Maxx quite often. The brand on this is called House of Harlow. It's Nicole Richie's brand, and the tag looks like this. Definitely super hit or miss on the pieces. I've had some pieces sell really quickly for a decent amount of money and some sit forever. I got this at a regular thrift store in June and I listed it for like $40 optimistically. And pretty much like moments after I listed it, someone sent me an offer for $20. So a 50% offer. And because I had just listed it, I countered and they ghosted me. And I have been regretting not just taking the $20 and running with it for pretty much since I've had it posted. But fortunately, it sold pretty quickly after that, just a few months later for $31. I don't always have it work out. Sometimes I wish I would just take the initial offer, especially if I don't pay much for the piece. Like I didn't pay much for this piece. So definitely like a mixed bag of emotions. It did end up selling for $31, which was more than the original offer, but I did have to hang on to it for another like month and a half. So it really depends on your business model and how you view that. Some people would call that like a super win because you made more than the original offer. Some people are like, well, yeah, but I had to sit with the item for a while. So I'm going to call it a win, but it could go either way. Up next, we have an example of flawed items still sell. Fortunately, I only got this for 99 cents at my local thrift store. This is a J. Jill quilted hooded cardigan. It was in a size medium. I pretty much only pick up J. Jill if it's 99 cents or less. And when I got this home, I realized that the zipper pull was coming undone. It just kind of needed to be sewn back on. It was still fully functional. So of course I did disclose this. I listed this in June and it ended up selling for $12, which, considering that the zipper was damaged, I thought that was a win. I made back my money and a little bit more. So I still list flawed items. I just make sure that I disclose what is wrong with the item so that the buyer is happy. First up on eBay, we have this pair of Jamie Sadik black nylon zip pants. The brand tag on Jamie Sadik looks like this. They're known mostly for like golf style things. I've listed these in March, so it did take a little bit for these to sell, but I just really like selling the brand Jamie Sadik. It's a good bread and butter, and normally a lot of people don't know what it is, so it's still around during my 99-cent days. This ended up selling for $20.14. So I'm happy for a black pair of pants. That's a decent price. All the time, I tell you guys how much I love selling the plus size brand City Chic, and this is no exception. This is a blouse that I found for 99 cents, and I listed this in June, and it ended up selling for $18.02. This was in a size extra, extra small, which is equivalent to a size 12. It was a really cute floral blouse. It could be worn on or off the shoulder. Definitely like those more like fall, winter colors. So I think people are slowly beginning to shop for fall and winter. So I am happy with the sale. I love picking up City Chic. I like selling the evening dresses more because you're obviously going to make a little bit more, but I don't say no to picking up the blouses for like a dollar or two. This next piece ended up selling for $16. I listed this in June. Again, this was another 99-cent find. This was pink Victoria's Secret, and this was Oklahoma Sooners OU sequin jersey. So a lot of times during the summer and early fall, I have noticed that people will start shopping for college apparel. They're trying to get ready for game days. And this was really cute with the sequins. It's kind of harder to find cute game day wear for women, and I have noticed that that is kind of the one thing that Victoria's Secret Pink has really excelled at, is creating that. So just a nice cute little jersey. I would not pay up for college apparel unless it's something like crazy unique, but if you can find it for like a buck or two, especially during this time, it might be something to consider picking up. I listed these AG Adriana Goldsmeed Farrah ankle skinny jeans in July, and they sold for $39.75. These were brand new with tags, but some things to note is they were obviously a skinny style. I know people love to say it's out, but they still sell. This is pretty much the only style I pick up by AG. Again, it's called the Farrah style. And then something else to note is that these are in a size 24, so a smaller size. I know a lot of people recommend staying away from smaller sizes, and I don't necessarily disagree with that, but if you can find things at the right price and the right style, I definitely would say still pick up those smaller sizes because there's probably a buyer out there. Okay, I'm going to contradict myself from an earlier statement. When I was talking about the selfie Leslie dress, I said I am going to stay away from trendy items and brands, but this piece I knew was going to sell really well and really quickly. So I listed this just a few days ago and it sold really quickly. This is the brand Oh Polly. I believe this is like an Australian online boutique. And this, especially with the stock photo on there, I knew people were going to go crazy over. This ended up selling for $31.80, but this had so many likes on Poshmark as well. This was in a size 2, and some things that made it trendy were the corset detail. I know that's still on trend. I think with it being black, a neutral that helped as well. And something like to think about is this could also be worn to like a Halloween party. So it could be styled like just normal going out, but then also you could wear this like a Halloween party. You could pretend to be like Wednesday Addams or like a witch or something. So very versatile. So although I know for sure that my local Uptown Cheapskate would have taken this, I knew that I could get more money for this selling it myself. This piece was a super fast flip. This sold within a day of me cross-posting it to eBay. I got this at a 50% off sale, and I spotted these all the way across the aisle. This is the brand Cadier. The tag looks like this, and Cadier is mostly known for their stripe styles. They do have some other patterns and prints as well, but it is always a fast flip for me. These ended up selling for $25. I could have held out and gotten a little bit more, but you guys know I love a fast flip. These were in a size extra small, and they were the sneaker length. And the one sale that I did have on Mercari was a men's piece. I don't pick up a lot of men's, but this was in the women's section, and I recognized the brand right away. The brand on this is called Eaton. It is a higher end men's piece, and this definitely would have gotten more, but there was a flaw, which I of course did disclose, and it was missing a button right there. You guys can see, and I didn't even see a button to add on. So that's kind of a bummer, but this brand always does really well. This had some attention on Poshmark as well, but it ended up selling for $34 on Mercari. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please do make sure that you give it a thumbs up and you hit the subscribe button. All of my Poshmark, eBay, and Mercari information is linked down below, as well as my TikTok and my Instagram. I will see you guys next video. Bye!